Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more.
Looks like it's Jim and Michelle's Gun Talk after show today.
So you get an upgrade.
We kicked the boss out.
Can't get rid of me that easily. So there. Okay, so Michelle, just how much were you steaming at this story about this fourth grader down in New Orleans?
Yeah, but it bothered me last week, and now it's even more so troubling because I know I was shooting you questions when you were doing the interview, but it's just it's mind-blowing because you don't have an option but to do virtual learning in most of these places. There's some places that you could, send your kid to school or no, their home virtual school. But was there any kind of information that was shared that said, hey, by the way, don't have any offensive posters, pictures? I mean, where does it stop? And then the concern for me goes to the point of I was visiting with my parents and they're granting you an audience again? Yeah. And my dad had said that they wanted to send a home nurse for a health visit. And he's like, no, I don't really think I need a nurse sent to the house. I'm feeling fine. Right. Because, again, his concern is, okay, they come into my house. Now, anything that they see, whether they see something or not.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
is reported back to a doctor's office.
Yes.
So,
not only to a doctor's office, but possibly to the police.
Right. So, where does some of this stop?
Well, and if you're at a state where they require your guns to be secured, well, he had a gun sitting out, and we're going to report that to police, and all of a sudden you got your SWAT team guys banging on the door. But, backing up, these school systems... What they're saying is, this is the weird part, even if they said, okay, we don't want you to have offensive stuff in the back, what they're saying is, forget that.
Yeah,
if you have a gun in your home and it shows up on the screen, that is the same as a student taking a gun into the school building. Right.
And, this child wasn't picking it up, wasn't being brandished, wasn't threatening anybody. It was merely... His little
brother knocked over a BB gun.
Right.
And the kid reached over and picked it up, got it off the floor, and propped it up. And now it's the part of the barrel is still in the video shot, while he's taking his test. And the teacher freaks, the school freaks, the superintendent freaks, the school resource officer freaks, and none of them will back down and say, hey, we may have overreacted to this.
Right. And it's not as if parents aren't at home.
Good point. Yes.
Right, and it's not like he's threatening, I'm going to come to school and shoot all your kids.
That's what I mean. He made no movement to access the firearm except for the fact that it was knocked over and he was being responsible and picking up a BB gun, not even a firearm.
Right. It's not like, if that's the case, let's extend this a little bit. If you're wearing an NRA T-shirt, you can't participate in school.
Oh, I'm sure that's true.
I've got a bottle of whiskey in the liquor cabinet. My kid brought alcohol to school.
There are schools where you cannot wear an NRA shirt or a shirt with a gun on it or anything like that.
Unless it's a Biden shirt, then you can.
Possibly. What if you had a Biden shirt and a gun on it?
Ooh. That doesn't exist.
You have to have that made up yourself.
You would.
T-shirts.com or whatever it is. Right. Something like that.
No, but this is, I don't know.
Anything, you got.
There's no limitations. There's no limitations.
The problem is we're not paying attention. We don't know this is going on. And how many years have I been saying we need to be going to school board meetings? Mm-hmm. Because you don't know what they're doing. And also, people need to be asking the question. I understand that our school system is saying that virtual learning means that the home is now an extension of the school. What is the official policy of this school board? And make them take a stand and then call them on it. It is really seriously true that when you shine an intense light of public scrutiny on these people, they shrivel up and go away.
I just got a good idea.
But still...
I'm going to forward my property tax bill to the Board of Education.
Well,
you guys pay it.
That's what I said.
The tab.
Right? I don't have to. Depending on your school district, sometimes the fees are taken through income tax. Sometimes it's in property tax. But so I don't have to pay for it anymore because my kids are at home. My school.
My school. Well,
But there's just, I don't know. It's just really mind-boggling because there's not like any fine print anywhere that says
Right.
any of this information. Parents
even
didn't
so, it's
have a
ridiculous.
choice.
Even if it wasn't
right.
fine print, it's
no,
ridiculous.
but still, there's nothing to stand on, I guess is what I'm saying, other than this person being completely wigged out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I understand being concerned about people's safety, but it's a stretch.
To say the least.
I am okay. I'm looking on my Twitter feed, and Chelsea Kusamana, who was our guest, who's the lawyer representing this 9-year-old, is now on Twitter following me, and I'm looking to see if we can go look at the GoFundMe.
Oh, we had a little wager, didn't we?
We were at about $1,300 in that account, if I remember right. When we went on the air, it's at $2,150 right now.
You won. I said $3,000 by the time we're off the air.
Yeah, not quite, but
Well, Michelle, you don't need a check this month, do you?
I get paid?
I'll donate the
You
difference.
act like I get paid.
Yeah, right, silly man.
Paid weekly. Very weekly. Yeah.
You should be doing it for the experience.
Right.
right. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Yeah, for those who don't know, the website, the GoFundMe for Kamari Harrison. It's K-A-apostrophe-M-A-U-R-I Harrison. Kamari Harrison. He's the 9-year-old fourth grader who got suspended because he had a BB gun in the video shot, just sitting up in the back, just the part of the barrel showing up.
No, Tom. He was a 9-year-old tactical fourth grader.
But there was they would have never known had it not been knocked over. So it's not as if it was sitting behind him in,
Right.
And he didn't
in
do
the
anything
video
irresponsible
screening.
with it
Right.
either. It
right.
wasn't,
It's also, by the way, none of their business.
Right.
And so anyway, Chelsea has filed this lawsuit, and I'll just tell you, Chelsea's a young attorney, probably not making a whole bunch of money, and took this case on, which I was amazed. It's a big case. It's going to take a lot. It's going to be very involved.
She's a go-getter, though. Sure.
She's a go-getter,
Yeah.
but anything we could do to help. This is not much money. This doesn't cover hardly anything. I immediately went in and threw some money into the hopper there. And I asked people on Twitter. I said, look, would you throw the price of a box of ammo in? And so I'm looking now.
Which you can't get anyway.
Yes, right. You can't get the ammo anyway, so you might as well do this, right? But we got a whole bunch of people throwing $5, $10, and $20 into it, and that helps. And then Chelsea says, on Twitter, she says, people would throw in, $5 or $10. Even that helps. It all adds up.
And the worst part is, it's not just like it's only happening in Louisiana. As we've had callers on the show, it's happening in other states. It's happening everywhere, and you aren't hearing about it.
The Washingtons and New Jerseys. And,
right?
Yeah.
These families, they're impoverished. And this is going to track him until he's 18.
Right. So you got to get this. We have to beat it in the courts. We have to get this record expunged. But more than that, we have to make it cost the school board. Make it cost the school system severely so that they change their policies, but also so that other school systems come back and go, holy cow, did you see what happened down in Louisiana? We better stop doing this foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, he was taught respect for the BB gun, firearms, whatever it might be.
Right.
He's been put into a household. His parents obviously feel that he's competent. I don't know.
So anyway, I just hope people will, it's not a lot of money. If you could throw $10 in or $20 in or whatever you got. If you're at a point where you could put more than that in, that's helpful. And you could do it, either have your name on it, you could do it anonymously, but just look for the GoFundMe for Kamari Harrison.
Yeah, put Michelle's name on it, and that way she doesn't have to contribute. She feels like she helped out.
I like that.
See? That's right. I'm always looking out for you, Shell.
When does this case get taken anywhere, Tom?
Who knows?
What is the status? Any idea?
She just filed it on Friday. Now, they are taking it up in the Louisiana legislature, I think she said this Wednesday. So that's moving quickly there.
Well, that's a different bill. That's not the lawsuit. That's a bill.
That's a different thing. That's a bill there, and you have the lawsuit, which is a separate deal. But the legislative action could end up giving him some form of relief. This is like a multiple-piece moving picture, so I'm not sure what happens first or how one affects the other.
I got to imagine there's representatives somewhere that are going to be on this family side.
Well, you got Blake Miguez in the Louisiana legislature who just won the national championship in IPSC, I think, or USPSA.
Been on the show a bunch.
He has been on the show a bunch. And he's in the legislature, and so I think it probably is his bill. We're running that through. So we made sure that Blake had all this information.
Networking.
Yes, you know what?
Well,
that's what it's about.
Exactly.
You make your calls. You help people out.